Hello guys, and welcome to today's video. Right guys, today's video I thought I would do a short video on square and cube numbers. Okay, so I will go through the square numbers and the cube numbers. Okay, so this is actually aimed at Key Stage 2, Key Stage 3 and also GCSE level maths. Okay, so square numbers guys, so the word square here, so like squaring means multiply by itself. Okay, so squaring means multiply by itself. Okay, so sorry if it's not very clear. Like, I've drawn that in pencil. Sorry, yeah. Okay, so square numbers means power of 2. So if you see something squared, okay, it's power 2. So an example of like squared actually in maths, like when we look at like quadratic equations, that's that has like a squared in it. So you might see something called like x squared. That just means x times x. Okay, if you're interested. Okay, so if it's power 2, and then if it's power 3, it's what I call like cube numbers. So x times x times x. Okay, so you multiply it itself twice. Okay, so square numbers. So you will have to recall actually your square numbers from 1 to 15 actually. I think as well as 20 squared. Yeah. And I think 30 squared actually. Yeah. Like you're like 10 squared actually. Yeah. So okay, 1 squared means 1 times 1. Okay, so power 2 means multiply by itself. 1 times 1 is going to be 1. Okay, 2 squared just means 2 times 2, so that's going to be 4. Okay, 3 times 3 is going to be 9, 4 times 4 is going to be 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 11 times 11 actually if you're interested is 121, 12 squared is 12 times 12 is going to be 144, 13 squared it will be 169, 14 times 14 is going to be 196, and 15 actually is 225. So again, the reason why I know these guys here is because obviously like I've actually practiced this like so much, so I know what my square numbers actually is. So my square numbers are 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, 144, 169, 196, 225. If you're interested, 20 squared actually is actually 400. If you're interested in that actually, and then you can work out like 30 squared, 40 squared actually, just by knowing your current square numbers and then adding on the appropriate amount of zeros here. So if you're squaring, then you want to add on like 2 zeros here, like more than the like an original amount actually, yeah. So that might like be a bit confusing actually, but what I mean there is, so for example, like 30 squared, it'll actually be like 900. So I know that 3 squared is going to be 9. So obviously I have to add on 2 zeros if I'm squaring. If I'm cubing, I would add on 3 zeros. If it's power of 4, I would add on 4 zeros, and so on and so forth. Okay. So make sure that you remember these guys. Okay, so cube numbers. So 1 cubed actually, so you can't see that very well actually. 1 cubed is 1 times 1 times 1, which is going to be 1. 1 times 1 is going to be 1. Times it by 1 is going to be 1. 2 cubed, okay, so power of 3 means that I multiply it like 3 times. So 2 times 2 is going to be 4. Times 2 is going to be 8. Okay, so again, yeah, like learning your cube numbers. 3 times 3 is going to be 9. 9 times 3 is going to be 27. 4 cubed is going to be 16. Times 4 is going to be 64. 5 cubes, like 5 squared, sorry, is 25. Times 5 is going to be 125. And then finally, 10 cubed, 10 times 10 is going to be 100. Times 10 is going to be 1,000. So can you see here, guys, by cubing it, I'm adding on the appropriate number of zeros. Okay, if it was power of 4, I would add on 4 zeros. Okay, so that's just being like consistent. Yeah. So like, obviously be consistent, yeah, and just be careful like with like your like your powers. Okay, so cube means it's going to be power of 3. Square means it will be power of 2. So you're expected to know actually 1 to 15 and 20 for your square numbers. You might be expected to know more, but I would look at your relevant GCSE like specification for AQA, EdExcel, OCR, and whatever, to know exactly how many actually. But you definitely have to know actually 1 to 15 squared, and then for cube you have to know the first 5 cube numbers actually, yeah, and then also 10 cubed. You might have to know what 6 cubed is actually, yeah. So 6 cubed actually if you're interested. So 6 cubed is 6 times 6 times 6, which I believe is 216. Okay. So yeah, okay. So make sure that you remember these for your exams, guys. Okay, so for Key Stage 2 SATs, GCSE, and also Key Stage 3 SATs, if they're still doing that these days. Okay, thank you for watching, guys, and I hope everyone has a nice weekend. Okay, happy Friday. Okay, bye now.